Hey guys, Colbrick here with a flatbed tow truck silly mock. And probably doesn't seem much of a silly mock at first glance, but once I get into the features, you'll start to understand what I mean. So before I actually show the functions of this as a tow truck, I'll start with the details and details and little things of the actual truck bit. So starting with the cab, this was mainly derived from one of the winter themed sets. During holiday season, they come out with sets, and this came with one of them. It was originally just a normal flatbed truck, and then a long time ago, uh, in a Lego galaxy far away, also known as my mind from like a year or two ago, I made this longer and turned this into, you'll see the function of this in a few minutes. And I did change the cab, although it may look similar. If you go back and look at the set and the way it was built, you'll actually notice that I changed most of the stuff. I think basically the only thing I kept the same was this grill, just because it looked good and I couldn't think of a different way to do that without totally changing everything. So these blue side pieces here in the grill are basically the only thing I left the same, and I didn't change the chassis at the front really. There used to be a snowplow that would attach to this. So anyway, these are the doors, and they look pretty strange at first glance because they are strange. And I'll show you how they open up. You go like this, and then you step down. This is a probably the weirdest kind of door I've ever made, and you'll never ever see this in real life, and this isn't trying to replicate anything in real life. And same thing on this door. It actually works pretty well as something that functions, and the driver can, step in, and then this door will just chuck him in the cab. Let's see if I remember how to remove the roof. Oh yeah, this whole section just comes off. And then you'd be able to just take out the driver, which I'm not going to do. And there's just a steering wheel in there. And there's a lot of room in here underneath the windshield, unfortunately. But that's okay, because he can see just fine. So this is not horrible. Like I said, this is old. And anyway, yeah, not too great of a cab. So I'll just put this back on, and shutting the doors is almost as easy as opening them. You just need to know how to do it correctly, otherwise you're going to mess it up. But if you know how to do it correctly, it's no problem at all. Alright, so now I'll get into showing how this section works. You pull this back, and then you just let it sit there, and you just put these down, and then a car can drive up. And one of the wheels back here is really squeaky for some reason. It's always been like that. So anyway, the way this works is a simple design. I've seen this used on people making flatbed tow trucks, where you just kind of do something like this, and then this just goes down, locks into place, or goes back and locks into place like that. So very simple. And I actually wish that these weren't white. I do have these pieces in dark tan, and black, and plenty other colors, but like I said, this is an old mock. I'm pretty sure I didn't have most of those back then. I don't even think they were organized and in the same place, and so I was probably too lazy to look for them. So anyway, you saw how this works, and you've got a hook over here. So now I'm going to show you that a car can fit on this technically. So first of all, I'm not going to go into detail with this car. It's not even mine. My sister made this car a long time ago, and I'm just going to use it as my demonstration car because it's not really long, so it will fit on here. The only time it has problems is because of this hook. If you remove this hook, there's plenty of room on the flatbed for the for the car. But if you put this here, the wheels are like on here, which isn't exactly great, but that's okay. So let's do a demonstration. I'm gonna pull the hook over here, and I'm actually gonna get an axle piece and put it in here just so I can make this easier to wind back up. So okay, I've got my axle piece in here, so now we can see how great this works. So I'm just going to attach the hook to the axle of this car, and we're going to see how this works, because I'm not actually sure how great this is going to work myself. I'm hoping it's going to work pretty good. So far so good, no problems yet. And now it's a little bit stuck. It's caught a snag on something in there. Alright, great. So now that it's on here, we can, pretend this is, whoopsie, wound it up a little bit too much. We can pretend that, this is pneumatic or something, and that it's going to do this by itself while reeling and have perfect timing and whatever. Let's just keep on winding this if I can. Hard to get my fingers in here. It really help to have smaller fingers at a time like this. And we can just put up these wheel flaps, and so that's what's like with the hook on it. The car does fit. It's kind of a tight squeeze in here. It's just barely fitting on the truck. If I do remove the if I remove this winch, there's plenty more room for the car, and we can move these so that it's right up against it. And this looks good too. So either way, I think that this truck has pretty good functionability, but the real reason I made this video was just so I can, have documentation, because I am going to take this apart, because it's just too strange to be in my city, and it's a little bit off scale. You can see it does use the larger wheels, but then it has a tiny cab and everything. So it's a little bit strange. I might make a flatbed truck using this same function in here later, but I'm not going to use this truck anyway, because it's just a wee bit too strange. So anyway, let me know what you guys think of this silly MOC, and yeah, thanks for watching, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.